Hi everyone, kami po ang Group 2 at ang i-discuss po naming topic ay ang Water and Wastewater Systems. Water Management. Manila Water Company and Maynilad Water Service Incorporation are two concessionaires that provide water supply and manage the distribution system as well as the sewer facilities in Metro Manila. The vision of Manila Water is to become customer-driven, Filipino-led, world-class water service provider that uses the best in global technology and the very best in Filipino manpower. Water is purchased much the same way consumers purchase electricity. A meter measures the number of cubic meters of water actually consumed by the purchaser. Ang Maynila Water Company at Maynilad Water Service Incorporation ay ang dalawang concessionaires na nagbibigay ng supply ng tubig at namamahala sa distribution, gayon din ang mga sewer facility sa Metro Manila. Ang bisyon ng Manila Water ay maging customer-driven, Filipino-led world-class water service provider na gumagamit ng pinakamahusay sa pandaigdigang teknolohiya at ang pinakamagaling sa Filipino manpower. Ang tubig ay binibili sa parehong paraan ng pagbili ng kuryente ng mga mamimili. Ang isang metro ay sumusukat sa bilang ng mga metro kubiko ng tubig na aktwal na konsumo ng bumibili. The water management is the control and movement of water resources to minimize damage to life and property and to maximize efficient beneficial use. Good water management of dams and levees reduces the risk of harm due to flooding. Water management strategies are ways in which reduction of water usage, wastage, or loss are implemented to benefit the needs of living beings. These strategies involves the recycling of wastewater for various purposes such as manufacturing, irrigation, and cleaning. Water is the most important factor which every living being needs.
The major components of the water bill includes the following: basic charge, currency exchange rate adjustment, maintenance service charge, environmental charge, and sewer charge. Basic charge, so dito yung pagbabayad ng consumer dun sa na-consume ng tubig. Kabilang na rin dito yung mga facilities na namamahala sa pagbibigay ng drinkable water sa mga mamimili tulad natin. Ganon din ang mga gasto sa nagpapatakbo, nagpapanatili at yung pag-enhance at pagpapalawak ng distribution network. Currency exchange rate adjustment, it is a fix. So dito sa maintenance service charge, dito naman ay yung base sa size ng meter. Kasama na rin dito yung pag-maintain ng water meter. Kung ano size ng water meter mo, doon na determine nyo kung magkano i-charge sa'yo. Environmental charge. In environmental charge is 10% of the basic charge plus CERA. Kaya naman tayo may environmental charge kasi it ensures the wastewater treatment and pag-remove ng hazardous chemicals and nutrients bago ito i-release into bodies of water. So dito rin nare-reduce din yung environmental harm and pinoprotektahan din dito yung environment. So sewer charge naman tayo. Sewer charge is 50% of the sum of the basic, CERA, and environmental charge. So, kung ikaw ay connected dun sa city sewer service, kailangan mo o natin magbayad every month para gamitin yung mga pipes nila o tubo. And tsaka magtataka tayo kung bakit mas mataas yung singil sa sewer charge kaysa sa basic charge dahil sa pagkakaiba ng pag-provide ng malinis na water at wastewater collection.
About 75% of the water supplied has to be disposed through the drainage and sewerage system, thus the sewer charge in the water bill. It is the responsibility and duty of the water concessionaires to provide and maintain sewers. Customarily, the architectural drawings of the building for lodging or franchise operations will include plumbing, electrical, and mechanical connections. Sanitary engineers are usually commissioned to be responsible for planning of the discharge system and the plumbing requirements of the building. Ibig sabihin daw po nito, humigit kumulang 75% ng tubig na ibinibigay ay kailangang itapon sa pamamagitan ng drainage at sewerage system, kaya ang sewer charge sa water bill ang may responsibilidad at tungkulin ng mga water concessionaires na magkaloob at mapanatili ang mga imburnal. Karaniwan naman ito, ang mga guhit sa arkitektura ng gusali para sa tuluyan o pagpapatakbo ng prangkisa ay magsasama ng pagtutubero, mga dekuryenteng koneksyon at mechanical na koneksyon. Ang mga sanitary engineer ay karaniwang inaatas na maging responsable para sa pagpaplano ng sistema ng paglabas at ang mga kinakailangan sa pagtutubero ng gusali.
The discharge system start with the sink, which has the trap, a curved section of pipe where the bottom part of the pipe traps some water. It is called P-trap when the drain pipes go into the wall, and is trap the drain pipes go into the flow. In additional to these traps, it is suggested to have flow drain located directly beneath large sink. The following are the kitchen sinks. Pot sink. The depth of the sink should exceed 28 inches. Dito naman po sa pot sink ay may sukat na lalim daw po ito na 28 inches. Hand sink. The most used sink because of hand washing. Hand washing, also known as hand hygiene, is the act of cleaning one's hands with soap or hand wash and water to remove virus, bacteria, microorganism, dirt, grease, or other harmful and unwanted substance stuck to the hands. Back sink. A famous compartment sink, 24 inches long drain board space should be in both sides of the sink. The back sink is a sink in build mode. This stylish wall-mounted sink is quite rectangle, like all other sink. Players have 4 ways to interact. Prep sink consists of multiple compartments for food preparation. They are a small sink often featured in the kitchen or on the other side of the room from the clean-up sink. Utility sink, located at the back of the board, usually wall-mounted to allow storage of buckets and other cleansing tools beneath it. A utility sink is usually a deeper, larger, and more versatile sink than the kitchen or bathroom sink.
The kitchen contains grease. A grease trap is required to intercept the grease to prevent clogging the sewer system. The water waste output of the garbage disposal dishwasher. All sink and flow drain must pass through the grease trap before it enters the sewer system. Figure 48 presents an illustration of the grease trap parts and it contains. As waste liquid enters the grease trap, it separates into 3 layers. The foods and dirt particles sink to the bottom. The solid grease consists the top layer, while the middle layer is mostly water. Into the sewerage system, the grease trap has to be cleaned regularly because food particles and dirt clog pipes. What is a grease trap in kitchen? A grease trap is something kitchen wastewater flows through before entering the sewer waste system. What happens when a grease tray is full? A full trap will also restrict the flow of water through the system. How many times should you clean a grease trap? The frequency of restaurant grease trap cleaning vary with how often the kitchen produces fogs. An average cleaning should be performed every 1 to 3 months. It is important to clean our grease trap and interceptor regularly and prevent fats, oil, grease from mixing with water that is discharged to the sewer.
Locally available grease traps are made of hard plastic, cast iron, or stainless steel. It comes in different sizes and are usually specified based on the gallons of water that can run through it and its capacity to retain grease. If it is installed inside the kitchen, it should be flush with the kitchen floor.
Next naman is the plumbing network requires periodic maintenance to keep it working efficiently. Ano ba yung plumbing or sa Tagalog is pagtutubero? Sabi dito, i-explain ko kung ano bang ibig sabihin ng plumbing at kung ano bang ibig sabihin yun nandito sa pictures. So, ang purpose daw po ng the grease trap and its contents ay ayun daw po yung mga nangongolekta ng mga tubig or yung kumbagay sabihin nating lababo sa isang restaurant na nandoon nakalagay yung pagka tayo naglilinis ng pinggan, pagka tayo naghuhugas ng pinggan, doon sa grease trap na yun, meron doon nangongolekta ng mga taba, meron doon nangongolekta ng langis o yung mga grasa para hindi bumaho or hindi magbara ang isang lababo or yung mga tubo sa ating sink. Meron din po dito mga nakalabel like kagaya nga ng inlet pipe from kitchens and handling for removing tray. So ibig sabihin yung tinatanggal po natin dito yung tray. Tapos meron din po dito yung grease solidifies and collect above this tray. So ibig sabihin po dito daw po sa tray na ito is nandito daw po yung mga nalilikom nilang dumi, nalilikom na taba at nalilikom na mga grasa. Tapos dito meron din po tayo ditong to drain. So ibig sabihin ng to drain is dito na po lumalabas o dito na po nagiging free yung paglabas po ng tubig na wala pong mga kasama kung ano man. So ibig sabihin po dito kailangan mas panatilihing malinis po lagi yung mga tubo or mas maganda na lagi po siyang nililinis para hindi po lagi naiipon dun sa mga tubo yung alam mong merong mamantika, meron yung magrasa, meron yung alam mong bumabarado sa mga tubo na umaapekto ito sa bukod sa pagbara, bumabaho pa yung tubo natin or bumabaho pa yung mismo lumalabas dito sa outlet ng ating mga tubo.
Water supply and plumbing. Water supply and plumbing is a major problem not only on the urban areas but all over the archipelago. In Metro Manila alone, 2,813.4 million liters per day are consumed by 10 million population. The demand for water is constantly increasing with as yet no corresponding increase in supply. As a rough guide to its use, the requirements for each person per day is approximately 65 gallons. This includes use of water for the following: bathing and toilet needs, laundry, cooking, and drinking. For the hotel guests, the requirement may be increased due the usage of water for swimming pools and other facilities using water. Filipino residents living in rural areas have a higher chance in consuming water from an improved source as compared to those living in urban communities. In addition, the existing water supplies are not fully utilized and optimized to provide clean water to meet the demands of growing population. Rural areas often suffer from a lack of proper plumbing system, which can result in many issues such as water scarcity, poor sanitation, and contaminated water.
Ang ilang tao ay naniniwala na mas safe inumin ay galing sa bottled water kaysa sa tubig na galing sa gripo. Dahil dito, pag uminom ka na galing sa bottled water ay syempre maano sa utak mo na mas safe inumin dahil ito ay malinis at duman ito sa tamang proseso. Pero pag sa gripo naman, naiisipin mo na madumi o maraming mikrobyo. Ang karamihan sa mga commercial na bottled water ay dumaan sa masusing proseso na paglilinis upang matiyak na ito ay ligtas inumin sa kabilang banda. Ito ay ligtas inumin naman. Sa kabilang banda, ang tubig na galing sa gripo ay maaaring naglalaman ng chemical or mikrobyo o iba pang mga kontaminante na maaaring lubos na naalis sa simpleng pag-filter. And ang bottled water ay nakasil sa kanilang mga lagyan na kung saan ay maaaring makatulong sa pagpigil sa anumang kontaminasyon mula sa labas. Sa kabilang banda, ang tubig na galing sa gripo ay maaaring magkaroon ng posibilidad na makontamina habang dumadaan sa mga linya ng tubig papunta sa bahay. Gayunpaman, mahalaga pa rin na piliin ng mga referensya ng bottled water at tiyakin na ito ay dumadaan sa tamang proseso ng paglilinis at pagproseso. May mga kaso rin kung saan ang ilang bottled water ay maaaring magkaroon ng contamination, kahit mahalaga pa rin na maging mapanuri at suriin ang pinagkukunan ng tubig. Yun lamang. Thank you.